Prologue. The gods granted the invaders safe quarter in Mount Anvil, with the understanding that they would meet an approach of Evelium with an ire unmatched. The Gatekeeper's Abridged History of Tiveriel, Volume 1, Chapter 5, unearthed from the ruins of Meriden, the month of Anar, 1217 A.T. Rock showered down upon Messereth and jarred him from his sleep. He yawned, crawled to his feet, and shook the debris from his back. How he abhorred having his slumber interrupted in such a manner, especially when he lazed beside a favored fetid pool deep within Mount Anvil. Alas, the damage was done. His stomach growled, and he turned to his lair's exit. No doubt Zalenreith would awaken too. It would serve him well to find nourishment before long. The ancient black dragon crawled from the vacuous cavern and welcomed the warm evening sun on his face. He stretched his front legs, arched his back like a cat after a long nap beside the hearth, and shook his wings to chase away the chill of his lair, a chill that always seemed to stay with him too long. Messereth looked himself over. Every black scale gleamed like polished obsidian. Each talon was honed to a knife's edge. He smoothed his tail through his foreclaws, snagging on the lethal barb at its tip. He truly was the incarnation of beauty, the embodiment of perfection. The second quake jolted him to his senses. Deep within his core, there was a void where fear once lived, a comfort where unrest once ruled. This was it. The moment he had been waiting for, the very reason he came to Tiveriel. Since he and Zalenreith arrived from the Fae, he felt the Creator God's presence. They had long ago left his realm, and, until this very afternoon, squabbled over the favor of the feeble species that somehow dominated Tiveriel, the exalted races, as they were called. It was laughable. They were little more than rats. Now that the quake subsided and his mind tore away the cobwebs of sleep, he no longer sensed Vela and her brothers. He did not know where they went or why, only that they were gone, and that changed everything. Without their gods to protect them, the mystics would now flee like rabbits in the hawk's shadow as soon as they could secure safe passage from this mortal realm. The time to exact his revenge was fleeting, and revenge he desired more than claiming Tiveriel for himself. It bore a hole in his gut like a worm through the soil. It gnawed at him that these lesser beings lived with impunity, while he, Messereth, liege of chaos, wallowed in squalor. Heavy footfalls snapped him from his bellicose thoughts, as Zalenreith joined him outside the entrance of the former Zaristar stronghold they claimed as their own. Her blue eyes drew him in, as though they were windows to a better life. Her ivory scales were nearly as magnificent as his own. She whipped her tail around her and sat.
"Have you felt it?" Messereth asked. "Have you felt their departure?"
"Of course. The quakes roused me from a deep and dreamful sleep."
It pained Messereth to think of his precious bride being disturbed in such a manner. The gods once more showed their selfish predilections.
"I'm sorry, my dear, but I promise you many nights of comfort to come."
Zalenreith ran her tongue across her teeth.
"Are we to taste the flesh of mystics?"
"Yes, my terror. We shall travel to each of their keeps to devour them if we must. I plan to take my time with the one called Marina."
"Lover of the metallics,"
Zalenreith spat.
"Come, we begin with Ember's watch."
Messereth dove from the rock face and soared over the Bay of Tailings. He craned his neck to see Zalenreith gliding in his wake. They flew over Lurtmore, and the sandy shores of mainland Evelium appeared on the horizon. Messereth's mouth watered. He never would have considered such a brazen approach when Vela and her brothers walked these lands, even when their petty war distracted them.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.